Hi everybody, I got some snake eggs that I got to put in the incubator, and I thought now would be a good time to make a little demonstration of how to set up reptile eggs in an incubator and what those current methods are. So in this case I'm going to be using perlite. So the first thing that you do to set up your egg box is you get your box and you put it on a scale and you tear it. And now this box weighs 0. And then you take your perlite. In this case, it could also be straight water. Some people use just straight water. Some people use dirt. Some people use lots of other substrates, including vermiculite. So we're going to weigh this perlite, and so what we'll do is we'll just pour it into the box. Shake it out, and we get the weight of it. So it's 132 grams. So now we're going to tear that. Now it weighs nothing, and so we're going to mix in 132 grams of water, and then it'll be a 1-to-1 ratio of perlite and water. So it doesn't have to be exact, and that's good enough right there. And so the next thing you do, you're just going to want to mix it all up. I usually just use a fork like so. And mix it all up. And what you want is all the water to be evenly distributed, and all the perlite is of the same consistency with moisture. It's not so wet. Shouldn't be so wet that you can draw water from it, but think of it more like mud, in the case where it'll hold its shape, like so, but it's not soaking wet, it's not dripping wet. Okay, so mix this all up like so. So this way the humidity in the chamber will be evenly displaced. In this case, this is kind of one of those fancy egg boxes, but it doesn't have to be. You can do the same thing with a piece of grate and any box that you want to use. In this particular case, this is where the eggs will sit. So what you have now is that the eggs will be isolated from the rest of the box, where the moisture is contained in the lower half with the perlite. Again, this could be vermiculite or dirt or another material. Hatchite is popular, but they all really kind of produce the same results. There's maybe there's a difference of maintenance between one medium and the next, but that's about it. And then in this particular case, this cover goes on top, and these discs allow you to dictate the amount of humidity through these vents that you'll have in the box itself. This can also be done by just adding holes, bigger or smaller, to whatever box that you decide. Okay, and so that's the egg box, and your reptile eggs would go in here at the temperature that's appropriate for the species, and in the incubator they go. In this particular case, in this incubator, we have redfoot tortoise eggs and turtle eggs, and as you can see, they're all kind of labeled as the date, and they sit in here until they hatch out. So here we have some redfoot turtle eggs, and on this side here we have some questionable Holmes hingeback tortoise eggs. So we're really hoping that these all hatch out, and then it's set for 86 degrees. That'll give me a nice ratio of male and females. And on the bottom here, these tubs of water, they have two functions. Humidity, as you can see, the condensation, and there is extensive, but they also provide what they call a heat sink, and a heat sink is just a mass of material that will hold heat. A lot of people use if they want to control the humidity better, they'll use bottled water. In this incubator here, this is an Avery incubator, and it's got this cover to help keep the heat and humidity in should you open it. Here's the electronics that plug into your wall. But I'm in the bottom of this. They have this. This is where the heat source is in this incubator, this commercial incubator, and I've used bottled water in this case, and that is the heat sink, and it just all those bottles of water will equilibrate to the same temperature, and so that when I open and close things still stay the same relative temperature, reducing the fluctuation in egg, the temperature rather that the eggs see. This is a commercial incubator. It comes with your instructions, but this particular one over here is a box with heat tape in it, and you can make your own. This is made from a Rubbermaid cooler. It's the Avery company. They make incubators for bird eggs, and I don't think probably 5 to 10 years ago they started manufacturing these precision reptile incubators. These are good for more sensitive green tree pythons and such. But today, in my next video, I'm going to be putting some anthill pythons. I'm going to be pulling the female from the clutch and putting the eggs in this incubator, which you will see set up on the next video.